What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report, because without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hate sitting in traffic, and I tried this yesterday to get down to my cousin's house, and after spending an hour and going about 20 miles, I turned back around, and here we are today, just as bad. I'm on the interstate, crawling, literally crawling. But it is what it is. I'm going to try and get there and get this stuff squared away for him, and of course, troll the hell out of him. I was just having a conversation with a friend that was asking me scenarios where the Dallas Cowboys would rest players. And I had been thinking about my next video anyway, which was that the Cowboys are scared of the Eagles. The Cowboys are scared of the Eagles. So all this stuff gets put together. Now I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think about the Falcons? Are the Falcons a good team? Seriously, do you think that the Falcons are a good team? The Saints. Do you think that the Saints are a good team? Denver. Do you think Denver, although Denver did beat us, do you think of Denver as a good team? Each of those three teams are 7-8. Those would be the biggest three teams that the Eagles beat all season. Nobody with a winning record. They beat nobody with a winning record. Now, on the flip side of this, other teams that they beat for their 8 victories, the Eagles beat the Lions, which has 2 wins. They beat the Giants and lost to the Giants, mind you, which are 4-11. They beat the Jets, Jets, the Jets that have 4 games under their belt. And they beat the Washington Covids. Washington is actually a decent team, but you know they had a practice squad quarterback, Garrett Gilbert, who's not a bad quarterback, but they took him the week of the game off of the New England's practice squad to play him that game. Most of Washington's players were out. So I'm not sure you can really gauge that one and say that was a great victory by the team. Be that as it may, they've got a winning record. They're 8-7 in a year that everybody thought that they should be rebuilding. And I'm hearing all the Eagle fans that are basically saying, we want Dallas and, we're going to play you in the playoffs. So to tie all this stuff together, in my conversation with Dave, do the Cowboys rest players the last week of the season? I don't think they do. Because, and here's the other part of this. I'm not so sure that the Dallas Cowboys will be playing the Eagles either way. Here's the thing, and this may be crazy, but I was running, like I said, I was running this through my head and speaking with Dave on it. All right, currently we are the number 2 seed, right? We are the number 2 seed. We have the Rams and Tampa Bay with the same record, 11-4. If those two win their games and we lose one game, we drop in the seeding. That plain and simple. Right now as the number 2 seed, we play the 7th. Got it? So the thing for the Cowboys is you want to at least hold on to that 2nd seed and hope that you have a chance to get the 1 seed. Behind the Eagles, you have the Falcons that are 7-8, New Orleans that are 7-8, and Minnesota that is 7-8. Okay, so here's the thing right now. Minnesota is playing for their playoff lives. That's the incentive for them to play against Green Bay. I don't think that they're going to get a win, but they've already beaten them once. And when a team has got their back against the wall, the incentive, of course, they're going to play harder. Green Bay, congestion 6 miles ahead, expect delays. You mean I got 6 miles of this to go through? Fuck. This might be an hour. Anyway. You have Minnesota playing Green Bay for their playoff lives. If they lose that game, you pretty much can say the season's over for Minnesota. Like I said, I think Green Bay gets the win because I think they want to hold on to that home field advantage and have teams have to come to Lambeau, to the frozen tundra, which might not be frozen anymore because global warming. But if Minnesota wins, then that puts even more pressure on the Eagles. Okay? Now here's the problem for the Eagles. They're only one game ahead of those other teams, which means they need to win too. And here's the other problem for the Cowboys. If we lose to the Cardinals, we drop. So you know we're going to be playing that game to try and win. Well, the same case would be the case for against the Eagles. That if we end up playing against the Eagles, and I think Tampa Bay is playing the Panthers again, and Atlanta, they're probably going to win. If the Cowboys aren't playing to win against the Eagles, then we drop a game. If we drop a game, we're not going to be the number 2 seed, which means the number 2 seed is still playing the 7th seed. The Eagles need to win against Washington and Dallas to hold on to that 7th seed. If they beat us, we're probably not going to be the number 2 seed. You follow me? Is that making sense to you? If we're not the number 2 seed, we're not playing the 7th seed. Unless the 49ers lose a game and the Eagles jump up a position and take the 6th seed. If we're the 3 seed, the Eagles are the 6th seed, then we'd play each other. So all of this in a nutshell says what? That the Dallas Cowboys can't afford to say, we're going to take the next 2 weeks off because then we could end up being the 4th seed. We're tied with the Rams and Tampa Bay, and to hold on to that 2nd seed, we have to hold serve. If we win our next 2 games, more than likely, the Eagles may not make the playoffs at all. You follow me? And this whole thing of the Cowboys are scared of the Eagles. You can't beat a team 3 times. So it's like, wait a minute. So you Eagle fans are already committing to the fact that the Cowboys, there's Big Bad W, Pit Barbecue. I don't know who he is, but he got a blue truck with a Cowboy star on there, Pit Barbecue. I should have pulled over and said, hey, bro, you need some help? Okay. So, the Eagles are already saying, you can't beat a team 3 times in 1 year. So it's like, are you already accepting defeat? That we're going to beat you the last game of the season? And if we beat you the last game of the season, I don't think you make the playoffs. Is your mind like going crazy right now with all this in your head? Because it is kind of crazy. The Eagles are going to have to beat the Cowboys, I believe, to make the playoffs. And if they do, they won't play the Cowboys first round of the playoffs. So Philly 500. Let's see what you got to say about that. And oh, by the way, do you realize that the teams that the Eagles have beat collectively are 42-77? When people say that the Dallas Cowboys, you ain't beat nobody, you ain't played nobody, take a look at these mother humpers. Anyway, there's a lot of traffic out here. I got 5 more miles of this. Yeah. I hate traffic. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, trying to keep you guys sorted out. with everything that is the NFL and the Dallas Cowboys. Peace.